Working at an Amazon warehouse is one of the most soul-crushing experiences any human being can go through. I was only 18 years of age when I went through my Amazon experience, and the first thing you have to understand about these warehouses is that you're going to be stationed at one specific position all day, every day, doing one task that probably takes like a few seconds, maybe like 15 to 30 seconds at times, and then just repeat it over and over and over again as if you were an actual robot. No human contact because robots don't talk to humans, so you can't do that either unless there's a manager beating at you for probably just doing your job correctly, but they're telling you that you're going too slow because you're all required to, meet a certain number of items per hour. Like more specifically what I was doing, I was working in this station on screen right now. I have a couple pictures that I did not personally take, but I just found on the internet of the picking station. This is one of the two options you could get when you first start working at Amazon, at least when I got hired back when I was 18. And pretty much all you do is these little lower shelves are like robots on wheels that will literally pull up to you so you don't have to move, and then a light will shine on the shelf, and on the screen it'll show you this is the item you need, pick it up, scan it, and then put it in one of these bins. Of course, that should be a specific bin, and then you have to press the button on top of the bin to, confirm that you're placing it in the bin. And just do this 250, 300 plus times an hour for 10 hours a day? Sounds pretty fun, right? No, it's not fun. It's mind-numbing, it's soul-crushing, you generally feel like a robot. Of course, staying there all day is not, does it feel the best, physically, does it feel the best? Does it feel the best mentally, emotionally? It's just a terrible spot to be for pretty much anyone. I mean, perhaps some people are just straight up built different and they just straight up don't have a soul and they can just work in these places and just don't care. Okay, it's whatever, let me just go in here, do whatever, just mentally clock out somehow. That was not me. This is not for me. I remember working in this warehouse for only a few full days. I'm not gonna lie, I was working part-time 10-hour shifts because that was the only option, so that was 2 days a week. And after my first day, I was already thinking, I don't want to work here anymore. This is a terrible spot, it's my first job ever, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is really not for me. Let me go back to making these YouTube videos. I mean, I was still making the YouTube videos, regardless while I was still working here, but I actually ended up just mainly working a few more really short shifts. I would really know how to play the system and use my pay time off to the fullest potential, because they give you some PTO, pay time off, instantly as soon as you get hired, and you can use it to even leave early. If you just want to just leave the warehouse at any point in time and use your pay time off and still get paid for the full shift, if you had enough PTO, you could do that. And what I would do is I would pick up these very short shifts, 2 hours, an hour, maybe 3-hour shifts, and then go for 30 or 45 minutes and just use the rest of the PTO to just not really work for long at all. Or I think sometimes I cheated the system so hard, I picked up a couple hour shift and then just used the PTO for the whole time and didn't even show up, and I just got paid. I don't know, it was a really weird experience. But I do remember being in the warehouse and being at that station picking items all day, not reaching the time they're wanting to reach at all. Sometimes I would intentionally go really slow and just not really put my full effort at all into getting the items. Sometimes I would just sit there straight up, just standing there, just not doing anything idling. Because I didn't really care about this job, and I knew that it was not going to last long for me, so I really did not care about getting fired or anything of that nature. The bathrooms, I almost forgot. The bathrooms in itself is an adventure to go on, because it doesn't matter where you're working at in the warehouse. This is a huge building. I don't know the exact numbers to scale, but I would guess easily you could walk for a couple miles damn near in one direction. But what I do know for sure is all the bathrooms are really far away from wherever you're working at, and there's not many bathrooms. Probably, I think in oh, do I even know? It was a huge area with many different stations. I only knew of a few bathrooms. Honestly, there was not that many bathrooms in there. But if you did have to go to the bathroom, you have to walk for 5-10 minutes. Typically, I took about 10 minutes to walk to the bathroom. I was just trying to go slow. It's just really that far away. But then when I would come back, it would always take, like 20, 30 minutes, maybe even longer, especially if like you really gotta go to the bathroom, if you know what I mean. At times, managers would be, complaining to me, like, oh, why you're taking so long in the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. And I told them I had stomach problems, because I generally did, and I still do, but they didn't really care. I didn't really care either. I still went to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, I didn't care so much that sometimes I would act like I'm going to the bathroom and just walk around the warehouse for a good minute. This is a very OG strategy that I picked up from, dude, I think it was 2nd grade. For some reason, I did this. A little off topic, but in like 2nd grade, 3rd grade, a couple times I would like actually go to the bathroom and just walk around the school. Maybe even walk to like another teacher's classroom just to talk to them or something, and just use it as like a way to just gain access to more freedom, just access free roam mode or something like that. And that's exactly what I was doing in this Amazon warehouse. I would just free roam walk around, because if you're walking around like supposedly going to the bathroom, no one's even gonna ask you what you're doing, where you're going. No one really cares besides like the managers, which even them, like if you're walking, like they're just gonna assume, okay, maybe you are going to the bathroom, maybe you're going somewhere else, because they might not know exactly where you're supposed to be. And there's not much thought that plays into it, because in their mind, you're kind of just blending as an NPC that's just going from point to point B. And I was going from point to point B to point C to point D. I was just cruising around the block on feet with it. I would eventually actually go to the bathroom though, and sometimes I think I would even camp in the bathroom just to, waste more time. It's like the typical warehouse stuff that I'm sure a lot of people have done and will continue to do, because working in any warehouse is just a really not fun time. Like I worked in another warehouse way longer, like for weeks or months. I think it was a couple months actually, and I was working like full time, not even part time. I was working full time in this warehouse, and it was worse. The managers were definitely way more on that about every little thing I did. And even when I was trying my best to get the times, because I needed the job at the time, like whatever like position I was at, I would still get beat out by the managers for not going fast enough with the items. But I really generally was at one point, like I was looking at the time that was like updating live on my screen. It would just never update. Like I would always, like if it would update, it would just go down. Like I was doing good. I was getting items as fast as I can, scanning them, moving where they gotta move. And I'm still not getting the times they want me to get. Like it was generally a glitch in the system, because I don't really know why, but I understand that I was moving as fast as I could. No way am I reaching minimum times. There's just no way. And sometimes I would be on my phone a lot, not even sometimes, I'm gonna be real, because it's a warehouse. I don't like the job. I would want to pass time, of course, watching videos or just messing around on my phone. But other times I would generally be working on my phone, posting like TikToks and videos to, help grow my social media presence so I could quit that job. And eventually those TikToks I was posting did eventually lead to me quitting my full-time job and going full-time in content creation. It wasn't at the warehouse. I actually ended up quitting the warehouse, or like it was a seasonal position, then it ended, or I quit. I don't even remember honestly if I quit or got fired, if my position just ran up from the seasonal position. But either way, I exited that warehouse and I went back to McDonald's, where I used to work at. And that was the last job that I worked before I quit and went full-time on content about 3 years ago. If you want to hear about my time at McDonald's, because I do have some interesting stories, let me know in the comments. Just comment down below McDonald's story or something like that, or specifically what you want to hear, like the ice cream machine. I have the details on the ice cream machine, exactly why, quote unquote, it's always down. And if I told you the truth, you'd probably be pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, you definitely would be pissed off. So let me know in the comments what you want to hear. And if you want to see another commentary video from me, watch this video on screen right now.